Wasting no time again, having a go at the long straightish red. How well's he going to hit this one?
Not that well.
One.
Yeah, he seems to me in a way, Clive, Steve Davis, that he seems to be caught in two minds of whether to attack too much or, you know, it's clear that he doesn't want to be too defensive, isn't it? He wants to try and be aggressive, but you've got to temper that. You can't just go all guns blazing every time you have a look at a long ball. And he's had a couple of wild slashes, and he's just given Mark Selby easy starters.
Nine. $16.
Yeah, heavy contact.
7.
That's going to make this black a bit tricky. Bridging over the red.
Well, there's a collector's item. World champion Mrs. Black off the spot at point blank range.
Yeah, it was awkward queuing, wasn't it? You still expected him to get it, but like I said before, they can be tricky, those. The last thing he wanted to do was give Steve a decent chance, which, if this red goes in, which we can't see him missing this. Played it in a positive way, playing for a choice of pink or black.
1.
As I said in the first frame, he just needs a chance like this, doesn't he, Steve Davis? You know, just got to pot this black, finish nice in a red, get his arm going, knock a few easy balls in, just for confidence levels.
A little bit lower than he would have preferred.
Nine.
Couldn't hold black ball position from there, but stun for blue was easy enough.
Yeah, that was better, wasn't it? Finished the shot well. Perfectly on the blue. Decent chance now.
40. 15. 22. 23. 30. 31.
'Oh dear, oh dear.
Steve Davis, 31.
Lost his concentration on that basic shot.
Yeah, you mentioned before, Clive, about a collector's item. I can guarantee you through the 80s and the 90s, you'd be lucky if you missed one of those in a decade, wouldn't he? It just shows you again, just lack of sharpness. Simple as that.
Well, to be realistic about it, Davis wouldn't have been relegated from the tour
8.
if he'd been playing great still.
9.
But he is 57 years of age, and your best standard doesn't last forever.
$15. 16.
Yeah, this black, providing it goes in, put him 10 points in front, so he's going to need all 3 reds to win the frame, this visit. And that's a poor one, that really is. He's about a foot short of pace there. He really should have been playing for a choice of 3 reds.
23.
And the red doesn't pass the blue to far corner, so a little blind one into the left middle. This can be missed. Still a bit of hope here for Steve Davis.
Mark Selby, 23.
Fortunately for Selby, the red that he attempted has run safe, but this other one is a possibility.
Yeah, a little sigh tells us he's not in the yellow.
Brown.
Of course, he's obviously got second prize. This will be quite interesting, just watching Brendan Moore here. Now, under normal circumstances, a player in this position would have to hit a red. If you don't hit one, it's going to get called a miss. And this isn't easy. Yeah, good hit though. Has he done any damage? Well, the red's on. Maybe bridging over the pink, a little bit awkward. No, he's okay.
And played the cannon beautifully to develop the other red.
Yeah, beautiful black there.
8.
Missable at the best of times, those. Now, this is a huge shot. If he pots this, you'd expect him to win the frame. Well played.
9.
Yeah, just a little wince. He's finished just a little bit straight for comfort in the green. Not sure if he can squeeze a little bit of angle out of it. Yeah, I don't think so. It looks pretty straight, doesn't it? So it's going to be a tricky yellow to left middle. If it goes in, they expect one each.
12.
All remaining colours on their spots. Should be straightforward.
70. $21.
This is frame ball.
$26.
First objective secured. The dreaded whitewash has been avoided.
As both players register a frame for the first time in 3 meetings between them. On to frame 3 now. Davis is at the table with either player still to score.
And look at this safety.
Well, he wasn't intending to leave the cue ball there. He was intending to play to the ball cushion. But in contrast to the first couple of frames, he's had a favourable run of the ball there.
Foul on this. Steve Davis ball.
Just cueing at this little bit of left-hand side, trying to drift in behind the green. What an effort this is. Brilliant shot.
When Davis won the World Seniors Championship last season, you could see he'd really come to win it in its 2 previous stagings. Jimmy White had won it. Darren Morgan, the former world number 8 from Wales, he'd won it. And Davis thought it was about time he should win it. And he brought his best application and some of his best form to the party at Portsmouth, made a century break, beat Nigel Bond in the final. Well, three-ball plant, well picked out.
Oh, that's a brilliant shot in the brown. Deserves to finish nice in the red off that. That was very missable. Little cannon in the pink won't do him any harm. Nicely in the red to left middle. Just little signs that he's starting to feel comfortable in the surroundings out there.
Not a great shot by any means, but at least he's finished straightish on the blue to the baulk pocket.
12.
I don't think Davis would have known quite what to expect of himself today, but I think he might be thinking now, well, I'm not doing too bad.
It's a good point, Clive. Yeah, for one, I would never ever discount this man. Another good positive shot. How's his luck? Well, it's awful.
Foul. Steve Davis, 12. Mark Selby, 5.
Yeah, very unlucky.
Yeah, at first glance he looked to have gotten away with it, didn't he? But looks to be a plant into the same pocket as Steve knocked one in just a minute or so ago.
One.
So Davis's unlucky foul could make a lot of difference.
Three. Four.
That was clever, wasn't it?
10.
Just holding the pink spot with the cue ball.
11.
Well, it's not the best shot he's ever played. Just about 18 inches short of pace in the
18.
cue ball there. May have to play some sort of cannon on the black. Not sure if he can stun the white through the gap. Just coming round to have a look.
Nicely judged positional cannon.
$25. 26. 32. 33. 40. 41. 42. 47. 48. 54.
Frame ball, barring snookers.
55.
Davis was very unlucky. Unforeseeably knocked a ball in to give Selby
61.
this opportunity.
$62. 68.
Frame Selby at the table.
Steve Davis, 6 times world and UK champion in the 80s. Trails Mark Selby, the reigning world champion, by 2 frames to 1. Didn't make that thin edge quite as thin as he wanted to. That took some speed off the cue ball.
Yeah, they're never easy, those thin safeties. As you say, Clive just got it a fraction thick. If anything, it just caught a piece of the jaw of the corner pocket. Full ball can in the blue gives Mark a half chance. Yeah, he's just about on the pink. Just potted it in the wrong side of the pocket to hold the cue ball, but I think he can just get through to the pink. Pink going on the blue spot wouldn't do him any harm either. Beg your pardon, the black spot's available.
7. 8.
Yeah, didn't quite get a hold of that one. He's going to play the blue here. He's going to do well to find a gap in and out of balk. Probably looking at coming through the gap off 2 cushions between green and brown, but if he can reach the brown, maybe that's a better option. Deciding on blue though. Well, in fact, he's playing it as a screw shot, just off the balk cushion with a bit of right hand side.
$30.
Oh, that's the best shot he's played
40.
to date. Not a huge applause for it, but that was struck beautifully. One of the best in the game at that type of shot. But it's Mark Selby's turn to be maybe a wee bit unfortunate going into red. Still has one to right
19.
middle, looks like. And a pretty clear path up to the blue or balk colour.
$20.
Not sure if he can hold the white here with a little soft screw shot. He may elect to play a little cannon. The 3 reds that left the picture, that wouldn't be a bad cannon to play. As I say, I just don't know if he can hold the white. Now he's played the cannon, but it's gone wrong. Yeah, he found the gap, Clive, didn't he? I think he was trying to screw into those 3 reds, just to use them as a buffer.
Mark Selby, 25.
Position lost. Had to content himself with the safety.
Once again on the thick side, and he looks like he's going to pay the price this time. Not dissimilar to what you were saying earlier, Clive, when he's playing a shot cutting a red to the right hand side. You were saying he usually caught those thick, were you?
1.
Yeah, potting to his left, he hits them thick. Potting to his right, he tends to overcut. Must be coming across the ball slightly. He first discovered that problem in the 90s. I had a late night conversation with him about it in the Hong Kong Hilton.
6. Seven.
Just as well it wasn't the Bangkok Hilton, wasn't it? And that would have been trouble.
Twelve. 13.
Yeah, it's just starting to look ominous now. This match, Mark Selby just really is getting a grip of things.
There's Vicky,
18.
Mark Selby's wife. She played pool for Ireland, but now, of course, preoccupied with the imminent birth of her firstborn.
19.
Yeah, now straight's no good here for Mark. Just going to try and just nudge the black here, I feel. Yeah, good shot. And the pink going on its on spot this time will help him.
25.
Lead stretches to 50. Still going to need 3 reds.
26. $32.
Well, not the most inviting of pots, and even less inviting for position.
Mark Selby, 32.
So that's why he turned down the bottom red of the 3, which was the one he wanted to be on.
Yeah, I don't think Steve's looking at the plant for his own shot. I think he's worried about what he's going to leave for Mark Selby. But certainly not a dead straight plant. For one, I wouldn't mind leaving my opponent that one, I don't think. But obviously he's behind the cue. He can see it a lot better than we can. There you see it in the picture.
Yes, the top red would have to strike the bottom red not far off half ball.
Oh, this does surprise me. I mean, the pot's difficult enough. Where position's going to come from, I'm not sure. Yeah, and he's left the sitter. That was a shocker, wasn't it, Clive? You just couldn't see him potting that, could you?
No, maybe he thought, though, nil 57, that was just a chance to transform the whole frame.
1.
Yeah, it's a good point, mind you. I mean, you know, sometimes you're 57 behind 5 or 6 reds, you get into a little safety battle. At the end of the day, all Mark Selby needs a shot to nothing. He pots it and you've won the frame, so sometimes you just feel like you want to give yourself some sort of chance, don't you? But gone south on this occasion. Should be the end of frame, just red colour. Sorry, just this red, which obviously isn't going to be missed. So it's looking for all the world like the great man's going to be 3-1 down to the current world champion.
Eight.
Match you mentioned earlier, Clive, he did lose a big lead, didn't he, Mark Selby, to young Oliver Lyons from Leeds, who's a great prospect that we have on tour. He was 4-0 up, wasn't he?
4-0 up,
30.
lost 6-4. It's usually Selby himself
40.
who's handing out that kind of treatment. He's famed for winning matches from well behind. He's done it to Ronnie O'Sullivan, well, twice in Masters finals, once in the
20.
Welsh Open final, and of course came from well behind in the World Championship final last spring.
21.
I think in general the hallmark of Selby's game is consistency.
27.
He doesn't miss many shots that are within his normal range of ability.
Yeah, I totally agree with that,
28.
Clive. He doesn't, you know, he's not the most spectacular of players, but well, you don't have to be when you're that good, do you? You know, is it a bit like machine-like? Not quite like the Stephen Hendry.
33.
Stephen Hendry of old, but he was like that. He never seemed to miss much when he got in close.
34.
As you say, Mark's very consistent.
Yeah, I think one of the secrets of his success is that he really loves the game. Loves playing, loves practicing.
39.
Has never wanted to be anything other than a snooker player.
41. 44.
Yeah, I've always said there's a kind of difference in some players, and amateurs, and some players want to be snooker players and some players would just like to be. Mark Selby wants to be a snooker player. That's the difference, isn't it?
Yes.
48.
Daydream ambition is one thing. You've got to make it happen.
Mark Selby.
He leads by 53 points with Selby at the table.
Very good.
Oh, that's top drawer. Really is.
1.
Very tough cue in that. Right in the heart of the pocket. I'm not sure if that red next to the green will pass. He just had a quick glance at it. If it does, it obviously helps him.
Six. 7.
No, this won't be the big shot. He'll be playing just for the loose red through the gap between blue and red. It's the next shot that's going to be big. Can he get a nice angle on a colour, pink or blue, to just disturb those,
10.
that little cluster of 4 reds? He's actually been a little bit unlucky there, I think. I think he's landed arrow straight in this red. He's thinking maybe even having to come back for the black. Yeah, that's what he looks like doing. So as I say, imperative he gets some sort of angle on the black.
11. 18.
Yeah, both of these are tough, just whichever one he fancies. I would play this one as well. It just clears everything up. The pot's all important here. You'd expect him to be on a colour should he knock it in. Yeah, beautiful pot. He's just
90.
about on the blue, holds his hand up.
Yes, a helpful nudge at the last. Davis may have played his last shot, but Selby still has quite a bit to do to win this frame from behind.
Oh, he's had a big bounce again.
25.
Just looking at him scratching his head there. Still on the blue, but that's just the second. I think the second time today he's had a bit of a big bounce.
Well, that's overrun by more than a couple of feet.
Oh, good recovery. Now the pink could be key ball here. Obviously, Mark's going to need it if he's going to win the frame in one hit here. 23 behind. You'd think 2 red, black, 7 behind going to yellow, so it would be just the pink required.
31.
We've seen some glimpses
38.
of the class which made Davis king of the 80s, but perhaps not enough.
Yeah, I think he was just checking the scoreboard, Mark. It makes sense here to come back for blue. It makes no material difference points-wise to the frame. Still going to need the pink.
39. 44. 46. 49.
Brown, blue, pink needed.
Yeah, that was a bad shot, wasn't it? Just didn't really strike that properly. Just a bit straight for comfort in the brown. He's good at this type of shot, as we've seen earlier, with the red into bag one. There's another example.
53.
But didn't quite get the desired side, so it's going to be a long blue. Doesn't have much to do with the cue ball. Looks a natural angle to drop in behind the pink, so this could be match ball.
Well,
58.
that wiped its feet. Played it in such a way that he gave himself a chance of covering the blue if it didn't drop in, but this is for the match.
64.
Davis was first in that frame with a break of 53 as he threatened to extend the match, but